Hello, everybody. So, after joining IIM Trichy, the first thing which most of our professors told us was to read current affairs on a day-to-day basis. When I joined college, I did try reading current affairs, the newspaper every day. But after a point of time, it got the schedule got busy for me. I couldn't read newspaper on a day-to-day basis. But my good friend Pragadesh, who's joined us today, someone who continuously reads newspaper and is often updated with all the current affairs. As a group, we often ask Pragadesh to know what is happening in and around the world. The reason being, Pragadesh is someone who's studied for UPSC for over 3 years. So initially he finished his bachelor's in agriculture, post which he pursued UPSC for a couple of years, and now he's my fellow batchmate here in IIM Trichy. So it's a pleasure to have you on our show, Pragadesh. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rahul. First of all, thank you for inviting me to your YouTube channel podcast. It's been a pleasure to be a part of your discussion.
Thank you, Pragdish, for joining. So today's topic will be about geopolitics, because as part of UPSC, I'm sure you would have studied a lot about geopolitics, not only around India and Asia, but throughout the world as well. So to start it off with, we can start about the history of geopolitics in the world. So I'd say World War II is one of the most important incidents or events in geopolitics. So we can start our conversation with what happened after World War II.
Okay. First of all, if you look into geopolitics, there are a lot of factors that came into picture. First, the strategic location, whether your country is located as a landlocked country or it is a country located near to important trade routes or oceans, and what energy, natural resources you own. Like, for example, in Middle East, the countries own oil resource, which is an important energy factor for the whole world. And how the military factor is for your country, military and strategic support, and strategic alliances, like whether your country being part of any big alliances like G7, G20 and BRICS, which which just very much impacts in global geopolitics. And if you want to know about the geopolitics in the 21st century,
we'll go to history.
We need to understand the history after the Second World War.
Correct.
If you consider after the Second World War, there exists bipolar world where US was on the one side and USSR, that is Soviet Union, was on the other side. The countries joined US, those who are signed NATO, and on the other side, the countries those who are signed Warsaw Pact, as with the Soviet Union.
Okay, so this was immediately after World War II ended.
Yeah.
So there were two parties mainly, one which was led by USA and the other which was led by USSR.
Yeah. Okay. And apart from this, there are several countries those who are followed the non-alignment policies.
India
was under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. India also followed non-alignment policy along with several nations like Yugoslavia, Egypt and Indonesia.
Okay.
And after the 1991, after the collapse of Soviet Union, that is the end of the Cold War,
okay,
Russia remained as a major country, and a lot of other countries have been formed after the collapse of Soviet Union.
Okay.
And at that point of time, US emerged as a major country, dominant force during that period of time.
Okay, so before this, it was two main countries, which was US and USSR. After the fall of USSR, it just became US.
From the Second World War till the 1991, there was a two bipolar world, and after that, US became a dominant power.
Right. Okay.
At the point of time, China was also silently evolving in the past 2-3 decades, and it was also becoming a major force in the current geopolitical world.
Okay.
And after this, after a certain period of time, there exists a multipolar world where US, Russia, China, European Union, and different countries. India is also on the aspiration to achieve to be in the part, and the countries has been developing, and now there exists a multipolar world.
Okay. So it's not like dominated by one country or two countries. There are multiple countries which are dominating
those who are influencing geopolitics.
Okay, that's good. So I'd say recently one of the most interesting thing was Mr. Donald Trump coming into power. After he came into power, he kind of picked a lot of countries. He went against a lot of countries, put a lot of sanctions. So can you talk about like a few countries which things didn't go well after he came into power?
I think this is the second term for the Trump, the Donald Trump, and this era is he came to the power with a lot of mandates, like he want to make America great again, that is the Mega campaign, and he want to make the Americans first in every employment and other sectors. So he come with the claim that he will put Americans first in each aspect, and also he made several mandates, like he will end the Russia-Ukraine war, which has been happening for
so
at that point
war
of time.
Between Ukraine and Russia was going on even before Trump came into power.
He came with the mandate that he is going to stop, because US is essentially supporting Ukraine by providing military and arms and ammunition. So he came with the mandate, and after coming to the power, he made you all know trade tariffs, on most of the countries, particularly on Canada, which is located near to
First
them.
thing after he came into power, I think he put the tariffs on Canada.
He imposed a tariff not only on Canada but also other countries like India and Vietnam, etc.
Okay, what is the purpose, do you think? Why did he put tariffs when he came into power?
He want to reduce the consumption of foreign goods into his country. He want to promote his own goods which is produced in their own country.
Okay,
That is the
so
main idea behind it.
basically to reduce the imports from other
Yeah.
countries and increase the production in his own country. Okay.
And also he want to annex Greenland. He also
Yeah, that
want
is the
to be a
second
part of US.
Okay.
And another thing was,
So what was that? Why did he want to do that? Why did he decide to annex Greenland?
he thought that he want Greenland to be a part of, it's already a US land which has been ruled by Denmark.
Oh, is
But,
it?
yeah,
Okay.
he wants to be a part of United States. That's why.
Okay. But Denmark didn't obviously agree with it.
They were opposed that, and things keeping going on. And also like they have arrested a Venezuelan leader like Nicolas Maduro.
Okay.
And US forces has been entered there and arrested him.
Okay.
And now US want to control Venezuela and dictate oil trades there.
So Venezuela is a country with a lot of oil resources.
Yeah, it's one of the South American country which is having a lot of oil resources like Bolivia, Venezuela, etc.
Okay. So after they imprison the president of Venezuela, US has complete control of it now.
Yeah, they want to dictate. That is the main motive of them. And they also came up with reduce the tariffs for India to 18%. So India can divert its oil portfolio importing from apart from Middle East, Russia, and also they are believing to be importing from India.
Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela.
Okay. So initially India was importing just from Russia and Arab countries mainly.
No, mainly most of them. Now they decided to import. They wanted to diversify more. Also now they also thought of importing from Venezuela.
Okay. So essentially US is what? US is exporting oil to India now.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course the most recent event and the thing we'll talk about most today is the war that is going on between Iran and Israel and the US. So can you give us a context about what is happening and why this is essentially happening now?
If you look at the current crisis in the Middle East, it's not a recent phenomenon. It has been happening from the past. The countries which have been involved in this were the US, Israel, and Iran. If you think of US and Iran relationship, it's been from 1917 and Iran revolution, where the US is supporting a monarch government, and the people has gathered and they removed the US supported monarch government
at that point.
In 1979, and they established a monarch and they established the Islamic government.
Okay.
And the things keep going on this, and now Iran was doing a lot of nuclear mission activities, like
they're testing nuclear.
They are testing nuclear. They are conducting a nuclear program, which Iran claims that they will be using that nuclear for energy, civilian, and research purposes.
Okay.
But they are making a uranium which is 1% less than the uranium which is used for nuclear missile production. Okay. Like they want to develop a ballistic missile, and they also want to be a they also want to be a power in West Asia. And I think US doesn't want Iran to develop this nuclear ballistic missile, since US allies where Saudi Arabia, Israel, and other Gulf countries, they also believe that if Iran has that power, it will be deteriorating. It will be a detrimental factor for them. Okay. So last year itself, Israel and Iran war happened. Like it's happened for 12 days. Okay. It's like Operation Big Hammer, where Israel has attacked Iran's certain nuclear facilities in the last year. Okay. And eventually the war ended in 12 days, and the US was also not part of that war. Okay. And if you look at the current scenario, they wanted to end the Iran nuclear program, so they met together in Geneva, where Geneva has mediated this US and Iran regarding this nuclear production. And Iran has not agreed to sign that they will end the nuclear program. They not agreed to sign. Eventually, then US and Israel, like if you see US, they named this program as Operation Epic Fury, and Israel, it's named as Operation Lowering Line. They both started to attack Iran on the end of February 2026. After this, the war keep on going. In response to that, Iran, after the attacking, Iran supreme leader Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini has been died during that incident, and along with a lot of civilians also died. And in response to that, Iran attacked the US military bases in Gulf countries like UAE, Kuwait, Qatar.
Okay, so that is why there are missiles following in other countries.
Yeah, also. This leads to instability in Middle East, and they started to attack airports You may know some of our friends getting
Correct. Yeah.
stranded there,
Yeah.
so they couldn't return. These are the factors that led to the escalation.
Okay.
And a lot of countries want to mediate, like India and other countries want to mediate this, but the war is keep on going. It's been more than 14 days the war is happening. And I think the
And I think trade routes are mainly getting affected because of this.
yeah, because 20 percentage of the oil trade happening via that route, that Iran route.
Okay.
And because of this, Iran attacked these facilities, and there are important regions has been affected. Let's see, Persian Gulf. You see that the Gulf countries, between the Persian Gulf is located between the Gulf countries,
Okay.
and the Strait of Hormuz, and then Gulf of Oman. Okay. These all regions getting affected, and 20 percentage of the world oil trade is happening via these routes.
Oh.
So it's been what to say?
It's affected the entire.
Yeah, it's affected the entire
Okay.
world.
Okay.
And also, it's not only oil reserves but also fertilizers, because 20 percentage of the world fertilizers has been produced in Middle East.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
even fertilizers?
yeah.
Okay.
Among this, like say 2/3 of the Indian fertilizer imports, urea imports, is from Middle East.
Okay.
And 40 percentage of the Brazil's urea import is also from the Middle East.
Oh.
This also creates
This will have like a long-term impact. Immediately you won't see it.
Yeah.
But long-term effects will be there.
Yeah, it will be definitely there.
Okay. So like we'll talk about the Indian aspect now. We talked about how it affects the world. India particularly, how do you think all of this is going to affect us?
If you look at India, almost 1 crore Indians were staying in Middle East.
And when the war started between them.
Yeah, because Middle East a lot of employment opportunities to Indians. So almost 1 crore Indians were staying in Middle East, and thousands of Indians has been in Iran. They have been staying in Iran for studies and employment activities. And as of now, the country want to de-escalate. India wants to de-escalate its war, because it's not possible to
get in everyone.
Get in everyone back. Recently 67,000 people have been deported from Iran to not from Iran but from Middle East. From all regions has been deported. But it is not logistically not possible to deport all the peoples quick. So India want to have de-escalation at the point of time, because it ensures peace and stability, which India wants, because it disturbs the regional balances. India want to be aspiring to be a mediator, and it want to be de-escalated, but the things is still going on. And apart from this, 46% of the Indian oil imports is from Middle East.
Oh, okay.
And as you also see, 30% of the LPG LPG Indian imports is also from the Middle East. These both will play a crucial role.
Yeah, because all these LPG shortage hotels and everywhere.
Yeah, it's been happening. The fighting is not affecting those two countries, but also the whole world. Yeah. And as far as India is concerned, India's oil PSUs, public sector companies like Indian Oil and Hindustan Petroleum Limited, has hoped that they have reserves of 50 days reserve to serve the public, but we don't have enough storage capacity for LPG.
Okay.
I think India will definitely look into this after this war, because once we get to some to know during certain point of time, then we will realize that we will go do that. India will definitely do after this post war.
Okay. So does India have other alternates also for LPG and other oil items, or is Iran one of the major supplier for India?
Not Iran. Not only Middle East is major supplier. India is also importing from Russia, just coming, and also from Liberia and other countries. So also we have enough reserves for oil. So I don't think oil will be a much issue, but definitely in the long run it would get affected if the war keep on persisting. And also from the LPG perspective, the country is speaking with Iran counterparts that Indian vessels coming to India may be allowed. Our external affairs minister is in constant touch with this Iran counterpart for allowing the vessels coming from Iran. We hope good things happen.
Okay. So as regular normal layman people, do you think all of this is going to affect us, whereby increasing the prices of regular products? I saw some recent articles where some hotels have increased the prices of most of the food items that they sell. Do you think all of this is going to affect us for a while?
Yeah, if you look at the recent things which is happening in the last 6 years, starting from the COVID, Russia-Ukraine war, and Israel-Hamas war, and then this
there's always something or the other happening.
There are in the last 6 years, 4 major events has happened. But this Israel, Iran, and US, these 3 countries war is a particular concern, because India want to be India aspires to be a global power, and it creates regional imbalances in this region.
Okay.
And also India want to be India have a lot of aspiration, like India and Middle East economic corridor, which
Okay.
goes via UAE, Saudi, Israel, connecting Greece in the European nation.
Oh.
India wants to develop this IMEC economic corridor,
Okay.
but due to this war situation, a lot of things are happening. But still, it will affect the people of India, because people are the war happening somewhere, some parts in the world. It is affecting the Indian households.
Correct,
like
exactly.
cooking fuels.
Exactly.
As you see, some of the hotels have been closed in various Indian cities. We are hearing that, and
we see petrol bunks where people stand in huge
yeah,
line
yeah.
and
Somebody
stand
used to fill in big cans. They thought that we may run out of fuels. The things were happening, but we still hope the war will, countries will mediate, and will declare war escalation will de-escalation will happen.
How long do you think this is going to happen? Because the Ukraine-Russia war has been going on for a large number of years. Do you think it'll be similar to that, or there's possibility for this to finish? Because the stakeholders involved here is a lot of people. Oil is necessary.
Yeah, definitely, Rahul. I think this war will be, because once oil resource is a major resource which every nations need for
production, for everything,
for every production operations. If you look at energy sector, which is a base for all manufacturing sectors, and fertilizer, which is a source for agriculture produce. Since most of our crops are grown with the fertilizers, yeah, it will be definitely need. So I think countries will mediate on this issue, and a lot of other parties will come together and achieve an amicable solution.
Okay. So, as the Indian government, what do you think the Indian government will do as a next step in case this war keeps on going? What do you think some steps India will do to mitigate this problem? Because one article which I read was they'll probably suggest companies to do more work from home, because a lot of energy can be saved if the lights are turned off, the ACs are turned off in office. That is one thing which I read in a recent article. Do you think this can happen, or there are more other steps which the Indian government can take as a precautionary measure, basically?
As far as Indian government is concerned, our Prime Minister is in constant touch. Has spoken to Iran President Masoud Pezeshkian, and then also the newly formed Supreme Leader Mujtaba Khamenei, and our External Minister is also in touch with Iranian counterpart. They want to de-escalate this whole war. They want to de-escalate the whole situation, because it creates regional instability. Because if the region is not stable, then there will be not much trade activities or other technological transfer activities. So this war is of a particular concern to the Indian government. And also, if you look into other factors like refineries, India is one of the largest importer of oils, crude oils, and is also the largest exporter of refined petroleum oils.
Oh, we export to other countries also. Okay.
So it will definitely affect on our forex, since it's a major contributor in our foreign exchange reserves. So the countries the countries trying to mediate to solve the war as quick as
okay. So what you're saying, the main purpose or the main objective for the Indian government also will be to look to end the war between the two countries. Okay.
If you look at the current issue between US, Israel, and Iran, Iran has controlled the Strait of Hormuz, and it closes the Strait of Hormuz. Similarly, an event happened 2-3 years before, where Suez Canal has been due to Israel and Hamas there. Okay. You know that Israel-Hamas war happened because Hamas has started attacking Israel, and in retaliation, Israel has attacked Hamas, and these issues happening. So vessels have been hijacked. Those vessels going via Suez Canal, because it is an important trade route to reach European country for countries in Asia and other Southeast Asian countries. To reach Europe, they no need to go via Cape Town in South Africa.
They don't have to go down.
They don't want to go down and take this route, and they can go via Suez Canal, which reduces their
transportation cost,
time, and reaching of goods. And since pirates have hijacked at the period of time, this made countries to go via. It also created trade disruption during that period of time. Okay. I think around 2023-24. Okay. So due to this, there are a lot of import-export delay happens between those countries, and eventually after a period of time, based on mediation, and again the route via Suez Canal is started.
Okay, Pragadesh, why do you think Iran specifically is a very strategic or an important partner for India?
Rahul, if you think Iran from an Indian perspective, Iran, we have already have friendly relationship with Iran, where we have constructed a Chabahar port, where we got approval for the construction of Chabahar port.
That is in Iran.
Iran, in the coastal region of Iran. Since we have coastal relationship with Pakistan, so we thought that Iran would be a better partner to reach Central Asian countries, like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, for trade. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, these kind of countries. So we thought of developing, and also India has a friendly relationship with Iran from the past. And if you consider in the recent event, I think Iran is in the isolation, like country, since Iran is a friend of India, and also Iran is an friend. India has also friendly relationship with Iran in terms of defense, trade, etc. And so India doesn't want to support either country. It always stays as it is.
Okay, so you're saying India is friends with both Iran and Israel as well.
At the same time, India want to mediate to end the war. India wants to mediate to end the war. And apart from this, if you look into other major powers like China, China is also doesn't want to directly enter into the war. Since US was on the other side, it would create
direct war between China and US.
China and US. So China is also staying out.
Okay, but what are they saying? Even they want to end the war. That is their statement.
Disruptions always lead to instability. Not only those countries around the world.
It will affect China. It will affect everyone basically.
And also Russia, since they are already in war with Ukraine, so they also don't want to have. Even though they have friendly relationship with Iran, they also don't want to enter in the war.
Basically, no one wants to get involved now.
Okay. So Iran was in isolation as of now.
Okay, so neither countries are supporting. No country is actually coming and supporting.
Maybe we can expect North Korean President Kim Jong-un.
I don't think he's involved in this.
He is in his own way of administrating. So this is the way it's happening. And apart from this, a lot of countries, since Iran has attacked a lot of countries on the other side of the Middle East, like Dubai, UAE, Bahrain, Qatar. These countries, they particularly attack these countries, US military bases in those countries. And if you attack, it's not only attacking the military bases, it also attack civilians.
That is
a lot of casualties are also happened.
You can try to target just the base, but eventually it even falls on other people and it affects everybody.
Yeah, Rahul.
Okay, Pragadesh, I think that is pretty much I wanted to learn and understand about the whole geopolitical situation that is happening right now. So let's see over the next few weeks and few months what happens next. Like you said, hopefully the situation becomes less more affected, and hopefully the war ends soon. That is the hope of everybody.
I hope the discussion will be definitely useful for the audience. Thank you, Rahul, for inviting me to your YouTube channel podcast once again, and all the best for your future initiatives.
Thank you, Pragadesh.